So today's video is not going to be airsoft related or anything like that. Unfortunately, if you don't want to watch, I totally understand. If you want to, awesome. This is something I feel that I want to talk about, kind of need to talk about. Some of you might remember there was a video I put up like a year and a half ago where I talked about, it was the first video I'd made in a while. I hadn't been making videos up to that point. I was really excited to start making videos again because that was something that used to make me happy in that video. It was something that I was looking forward to getting back into because during that period where I wasn't uploading videos, I was in school. I wasn't necessarily enjoying it as much as I would have liked. I was in a bad spot in my personal life. I had gone through a breakup. My parents had been divorced and I was still dealing with that. And just generally dealing with the sucky bit of depression that I've learned to kind of, that's part of something I have to live with. And I'm sorry, this is like, I know this is not par for the course for my videos. I'm usually making upbeat like reviews, shooting tests, and I'm happy. And that's how I am a lot of the time, like at work and with my friends. I can be happy and like put on a good face. But every once in a while I have like bad days, down days, and that's partially due to me not taking care of myself. So today there's just stuff I want to get off my chest, talk to you about how I deal with depression, because I can go for a long time, like a year and a half like this, and then go through some bad times. But we're going to talk a little bit today. So there's something that's really important to me that I took away from counseling sessions where to manage depression, like it's one thing to have bad days, but it's another to like live in them and just like that's all you have. And you're just kind of sad all the time and that sucks. But there's things that I can do, specifically a checklist that I have to go through that I'm like, did I take care of myself enough? And that could be, have I eaten enough food, gotten enough sleep? Did I drink a bunch of alcohol? Because that doesn't help. Then also there's exercise, which I don't do a whole lot of. I should. Airsofting helps with that sometimes. And also, did I spend quality time with friends or family? Being able to talk to them about stuff like this helps. If I just keep to myself, I can have a worse time. And one of the things that I notice is that if I get into a sad spot and I drop off on some of these things, it's real hard to get back into them because I just think, what's the point? Like, I don't want to try. But if I really force myself to check off, made sure I ate enough, made sure I didn't drink too much, alcohol, water, water's helpful, drink enough water, get enough sleep. Everything I mentioned, if I can stay on top of that, that's a good baseline, and then if I'm still sad on top of that, okay. But it'll be fewer and far between bad days if I maintain that baseline, and if I don't, things go south pretty quick. To link this all together, I have not made a video until this one in about a month, and I know that editing and making videos is something that I enjoy, makes me happy, so that's part of the checklist, and I've kind of fallen off on that, and it's made some of the other stuff hard to do. Everything's kind of linked together. But yeah, I haven't made, at least filmed a video. I've edited videos and uploaded them, but that's why you saw stuff like 2 gameplays in a week, which I don't normally do because I was running low on reserves, and now I've got nothing left, and I wanted to talk about that and just kind of explain where I'm at. At this point in the video, I want to let you guys know, like, I'm doing okay. I don't want you to worry about me. I'm in a far better spot than I was a while back, but bad days still happen, and I want to let you know that that's okay. But if any of you are going through depression or know someone who is, I don't want you to have to feel like you're stuck there. So for anyone that wants to know about that, is interested, or like if you're going through it yourself, you know how much it can suck, and I just wanted to say a couple things that have helped me in the past. Whether or not they'll help you, I don't know, but I just want to put it out there because that's what I've been thinking about lately. That checklist earlier that I mentioned helps me a lot because now that I'm like more or less doing okay on the whole, like establishing a good baseline, like if I make sure I have enough sleep, I've eaten enough, that helps me know that like if I'm having a bad day, it's not that, or if I am having a bad day, it could be attributed to at least one of those things. Before all that though, like what puts me in a bad spot in the first place can be small things or things that remind me of when I was going through a bad time. And for that, it's not something that like eating can fix. I'll still be thinking about that, or getting enough sleep, that helps, but sometimes it's still on my mind, so I need someone to talk to about it. So I encourage you, if you're going through a time like this, to reach out to family or friends. I know it can be extremely difficult. For me, like, I'm more of an open person, so that's okay, but even then, like, when I first started wondering, like, if I even, like, if depression was a thing, like, if that's something I had, it felt like I was weak or less than. And I don't want any of you who are going through this or know someone who is to think that, because it's really hard. And A lot of the people that go through this are stronger because of it, because they've had to go through so much shit. Bottom line, I don't want anyone to think that talking about this should be something to be ashamed of, because I know I did, and when I've brought it up, everyone is more than supportive about it. But it's scary. It's hard to talk about this, and even making this video, I've like stopped a couple times. I'm glad I edit it, because otherwise it would be just a lot of me just sitting here and like not wondering what I'm doing. Granted, that's a lot of my life. But I think it's extremely important to be able to talk to someone about what you guys are going through, if you are going through that, because whether it's a family member, a friend, or someone you trust, just being able to put it out there so it's not just rattling around in your head, so you can voice that and it is real, and to kind of put it out there makes it more so. This next part is going to be even harder for me to talk about, but I also think it is equally important for anyone who thinks that their life is not worth living, or if they want to hurt themselves. I've been there, and I know, like, when I've been in that spot, I've watched videos like this, the one I'm trying to make, and I thought, that's horseshit. It's not going to get better. And it does. Whether or not that means anything to you, I don't know. But I don't want you to feel like you're stuck. I don't want you to feel like you don't have anywhere to go. If any of you watching this are thinking about hurting yourselves, I'm going to put resources in the description, because your life is worth living. There are people that care about you. Even if I don't know you personally, I care about you. I think everyone deserves to be happy, including the people watching this. But I would encourage you to do that, because hurting yourself, suicide, it's a very permanent solution to a very temporary problem. And I don't mean to diminish that. The feelings you have are valid, but I want you to get the help that you need. It does get better, I promise, and you need to talk to somebody about it if you have not already. Whether the person you talk to is a family member, a friend, someone you trust, or someone on a hotline below that I'll link to, there are real humans that are trained to talk about this, more so than I am. For everybody watching, whether you're dealing with depression or another mental illness or not, you matter, and you deserve to be happy. Doesn't matter what anybody else says, everybody deserves to be happy. I've been in a place where I feel like I would rather not wake up. I'd go to bed, and just if I didn't wake up, that would be great. I've had days where I felt like if I just turned into oncoming traffic, wouldn't have to worry about anything else ever again. I've had days where I wish I had a gun, and I would just be gone. And it'll get to a point where I don't worry about what the repercussions are, my friends, my family, and that sucks. I'm not in that spot now, but I remember what that is, and it's awful. I don't want anyone else to have to go through that. But the reality of it is that people are going to go through that. This happens. Mental health is an issue, and it's not something that I want to be just kind of pushed down. I want people to be aware of it, talk about it. I'm sure for some of you that watch my content normally, I don't do stuff like this, and I'm normally an upbeat, happy person. I do like the reviews and the shooting tests, stuff like that. But I think this is important to know that people, like, in your everyday life, if you don't know anyone who's dealing with this, it happens. This video is incredibly hard to make and to talk about, but I think it's important so that if it helps even just one person feel not alone, because you guys aren't. There's a lot of people that go through this, myself included, and I want you to know things get better. I know that sounds like bullshit. If you're in it, I get it, but it'll be okay. It might take some time, but it'll be okay. And I know it's something I hated hearing when I was going through it, but it'll take some work. I've been on antidepressants, and not to say that that's like the go-to cure, because especially because I thought, even though people told me it wasn't like a magical cure-all, I wanted it to be, and it was not. You have to put in some work. Like I mentioned earlier, it can be hard to do, but like just doing small things like making sure you eat enough, getting enough rest, doing a couple things that make you feel accomplished, make you feel happy. For me, sometimes that's making these videos, and I've put that off for long enough. But I think what I want my biggest takeaway for you guys to be for today is, one, be nice to people. You don't know what they're going through. But two, it's okay to have bad days. They happen to everybody, but I don't want you to feel like you're stuck there. For any of you watching this who might feel like they don't have someone to talk to about this, I'm always happy to reply to comments, and I may not be the best person to talk to about it, but I'm always happy to be there for people. Again, if you're thinking about seriously hurting yourself, I would encourage you to talk to someone immediately in the real world. Again, links to hotlines where you can talk to a real person who is trained to talk to people who are going through a tough time. That's an understatement, but they're there for you and they will help you out. I am sorry, but I am also not sorry for making a video that's kind of down and not as upbeat as a lot of my other videos are, but at the same time I think it is important to have this discussion, more or less, especially because I don't do it normally, because then it tells people that may not know about stuff like this that it happens, and that I don't want anyone else to feel ashamed if they're going through something like this. That's most of the main talking points I wanted to hit on today. I am sorry if this video was kind of long-winded. Sorry, not sorry again. I didn't really run off a script like sometimes I do for my other videos where I jot down points I want to hit. I didn't really do that for this one so much. As always, if you guys have any comments or questions, especially on this video, I'm happy to respond to them. And again, I don't want you guys to worry about me. I'm in an okay place. I've just had a bad couple of weeks and that'll happen, and I'm trying to keep on top of it. But I also want anybody who's going through this to also keep on top of it, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. If you've made it through to this part of the video, I appreciate it because this is something that's important to me. I think that's going to be about it for today's video. As always, thank you for watching. All of you guys are awesome, and I appreciate your support through everything. Again, I'd like to reiterate that every single one of you matters. You're important, and you deserve to be happy. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.